Last week, I was on Pepe's Love Train. Now Mayuri brought me back from the dead.
Whoa! Whoa!
What's going on, people? Mr. Annie Lock here, back with this week's Bleach chapter 596, Rub Dolls 3. I'm going to do a page-by-page review. Samsung Galaxy Tab shit. Here we go. Now, the first page, it kind of picks up where we left off last week with Kensei and Rose standing over Byakuya. And then on the bottom panel, we get Hisagi about to smash Kensei with Senbonzakura. Manga stream translation, by the way. Page 2 is, of course, the manga stream cover page. Fan art, page 3. Page 4. Hisagi's coming down with that epic slash. And Zombie Kensei punches this dude in the ribs. And then smashes this dude down into the ground, bro. Like, Hisaki can't catch a break, bro. I hope before this series is over, we see this man's Bankai and he at least catches a W. Hisagi's out for the count. He looks kind of dead. Kensei picks up Senbonzakura. And when I first saw this panel, I'm like, oh shit. Giswell is going for the glory. And then the hilt ends up in Byakuya's face. Then we see Mayuri. And he says, once again, the enemies have appeared just in the nick of time. Epicness. Page 7. You get Mayuri. He says, this is a wonderful contribution to the Kodosuchi Corpse Properties Research Squad. Yo, that man is the most maniacal genius besides Kisuke and Aizen. Now I have to say, looking at these panels, at first I was like, damn, he took out Giswell that easy? It was just that simple for that man to take her out, him out. It out. Then we get this panel with Kensei and Rose. Then they end up on the ground. Then you see the 3 Arankars. Page 9. Was it nostalgic, your trip back into the past? I've injected some drugs into the blood systems of the Arankar, and I'm positive that all of you who just got showered with their blood will be quite satisfied with the result. Giswell creeps up on Mayuri. He says, don't even think about it. My body is made so that I am resistant to all kinds of drugs. Do you mind keeping it to a mild raw? Will you insist? And then he injects Kensei in the neck with the same thing he got Hitsugaya with. The thing that makes me wonder is Hitsugaya and Matsumoto back to normal, or are they still dead? Like, are they corpse dolls by Mayuri? Page 10 of this epicness. Mayuri says the amount of blood required for zombification takes place varies depending on the subject's Ryatsu. So basically, if somebody got like a small Riazu, a drop of blood is good. That's why when you seen Giswell with those fodder Shinigami, she dripped a little blood on them. They was zombified. That was that. For somebody else, like Captain Class, it takes a whole other turn, and that makes you think. Even if the blood running through Bambietta was Giswell's blood, when it splattered on Ikaku's face, that's why it didn't have any effect. Epicness. I love how Kubo pointed that out. He made that shit known. I'm sorry. Say what you want about Kubo. That man's the king of foreshadowing. Another thing that was epic on page 11, we find out that Mayuri has all of the samples of every captain's blood. So he can make any antibody possibly for any disease or anything that could harm the blood of the Captain Class Shinigamis. I thought that was epic. P.S. This is a matter of fact, not even a backstory. This is a flashback. We got to see Mayuri kick Giswell's ass in a flashback. Giswell didn't know what Mayuri was getting at. He said, I could say I don't blame you. Fine, I'll just cut to the chase. By using this drug, going on to page 11 now, or page 12, your zombies become my zombies. And then you see Kensei and Rose stand up and Giswell with this great face of horror. Because he, she, it, whatever it is, knows that shit's about to get real. Page 12. Game over, zombie girl. That's why I'm calling it she, he, it. Because Mayuri calls Giswell zombie girl. So maybe he actually was a she. But we seen previous chapters that the Boku stated that Giswell was a man. So who knows now? I guess we'll only know the real truth if Kubo does an interview and explains, or when that volume comes out, you actually get the real translation. And then we get the epic panel of the week and the cover page. Kensei bodies. Giswell. Game over. And then it says, severed along with her puppet strings. Rub Dolls 3. Epic chapter so far. I mean, I read it already, but I'm just doing a page by page review of it. Then we get this epic panel with Mayuri standing in that weird bright suit and Byakuya. And Byakuya says, so that's what it is. You should have mercifully killed them. You must always play with your food. As per usual, our opinions clash, says Mayuri. This is a great chapter. Hands down. Protecting the Serite until we draw our last breaths. Wouldn't you say that is the deepest desire of any of the Gote 13? That's absurd. So says you. Then we get a big ass heart, so we know who that is. There goes Peppy with that love kiss attack again. He hits Kensei, but guess what? It has no effect, and Kensei punches Peppy in the face. Thank goodness that we're getting rid of this character right off the bat. And since we're moving through this pretty fast, there must be something very epic about to happen. Something very epic. Page 17. Mayuri kills him. My zombies don't know the meaning of love. Makes me think, if Mayuri was to get hit with that love blast, which is not going to happen, would he have any feelings at all? Does he have any emotion at all? We know Byakuya is a cold-hearted dude, but he loves Rukia as his little sister. if Mayuri was hit with that, do you think anything would happen? What's this man love? His lab? Pepe just got pwned. Like, he got like the natural 10,000 punches from Kensei. And that was page 18. Page 19, which is the final page. Kensei punches Pepe up into a building. Pepe says, "Damn you loveless bastards, I won't forget any of you." Huh? And then we get this cold, blank stare from Lilioto. And that's the end of the chapter. Basically, you know what's gonna happen. Pepe's done. Thank goodness. But the question I have at the end of this chapter is, what will be Lilioto's standpoint? Will she still attack Shinigami? Will she side with the Shinigami? But, you know, I guess she's a stern, so I guess she'll go out in the blaze of glory, you know? But overall, great freaking chapter of Bleach. It was such a turnaround from last week. And the thing about it is, I personally didn't like last week's chapter because I didn't like Pepe's ability. I feel like Pepe's ability could have been done a lot better than it was. Because, you know, you can manipulate things with love. I just didn't like the way he went about doing it. But going into this chapter, that Mayuri greatness. Hands down. Great week thus far for manga. Peace.